I say this all the time. The creator economy is changing and there are more opportunities for creators to make a good living, like a real good living, than ever in 2022. So if you are a content creator who wants to learn how to leverage all of these changes, then keep watching because this video is going to be for you. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jade. I'm here to help you grow your online presence, multiply your streams of income, and create profitable businesses. So today's video is quite literally how to become a content creator in 2022. This is the kind of video that you need a pen and paper for. Like, I feel like I'd like to think most of my videos are like that, if I do say so myself. But this video especially, because I'm gonna be sharing some real tips here. I'm gonna be coming at you fast with a lot of information. So it might be worth you watching this a few times, grabbing a piece of paper and a pen, and also subscribing to this channel if you haven't already, because the fact that you clicked on this video tells me that you would love my type of content, and I do release new videos every single week. So let's not hang about, let's get straight to it and talk about how you can become a successful content creator in 2022. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is invest in your learning. I think a common misconception is that becoming a content creator is this really easy thing you can do with no experience, with no prior knowledge. You can just kind of coast your way into the whole industry and blow up and make loads of money. And I get that some people have done that, shout out to you guys, but for most of us, we actually need to spend some time learning the ins and outs of the industry, polishing up some of our skills, and just making sure that we are in the best possible position to really hit the ground running. And for those of you who've been watching me for a while, you know that I actually accredit my business marketing degree to actually being one of the main reasons why I was able to succeed as a content creator and turn it into this business as quickly as I've been able to. So if you're listening to this thinking, actually, I'm kind of interested in further education and I would love to do a similar thing, well, you're in luck because Southern New Hampshire University is actually the sponsor of this part of this video. So if you've ever felt like your lack of experience has held you back from either pursuing a career in content creation or pursuing a career in whatever avenue you wish to pursue in, well, Southern New Hampshire University could be a really great solution to you. SNHU, I'm just going to abbreviate it from now on because if I continue to say Southern New Hampshire University, like it's going to take up majority of the video. So Southern New Hampshire University, or SNHU, which is what I'm going to call it moving forward, actually has one of the largest accredited non-profit degree offerings in the country. And when I say the country, I mean the US. So they actually have one of the largest degree offerings, all non-profit and fully accredited, in the entire US, which is major. They feature over 200 degree offerings, which are all designed to help you either increase your skill set, develop a new skill set, learn a new industry, whatever it is, what's going to help you make the advancements that you need to make within your desired career path. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you some of the degrees that SNHU offer, because there are so many. I just want you to have the opportunity to see how many there really are. So I've got my laptop, I've got the website up, and if we scroll down to categories, it'll give you a good idea of some of the courses available. So degrees in accounting and finance, communications, creative writing, game design, etc, etc. I'm going to click on marketing, of course, because that is my background. And here you can see a few examples of the online degrees made available to you in the marketing space. So if you were looking to go down the exact same path as me, which I recommend, I enjoyed it and it turned out all right for me, then these are some of the online courses you can do. So I love the fact that there's a social media marketing one, by the way, because that didn't exist when I went to university. And I know that probably makes me sound so old. I mean, I'm not that old, but there was no social media marketing. There was no social media marketing degree. There was no social media marketing like modules or like anything like that, which is so weird. It just wasn't really a thing back then. But anyway, huge thank you to Southern New Hampshire University for sponsoring this part of the video. Doing my degree in marketing was one of the best decisions that I've ever made. So I'm really excited for anyone out there who's watching this video and thinking of doing the same. And in fact, if you are, then please drop me a DM on Instagram because I'd love to talk to you about the whole process. So there is, of course, a link to Southern New Hampshire University in the description of this video. Okay, so let's continue to talk about what it takes to become a successful content creator in 2022 and beyond, right? So once you've spent some time investing in your learning and really developing your skills, it's really important that you pick a social networking platform for you to begin building an audience on. But not only that, you actually dedicate some time to just testing and learning different types of content for that platform. People often skip this step because people feel like they can just go on Instagram or go on TikTok or go on YouTube, hit the ground running and see huge success with whatever it is they decide to post within the first month of them being on their platform. Unfortunately, for us mere mortals, that is just not the case. And a lot of the time, the content that you start out posting on your chosen platform isn't the type of content that you continue posting later on in your content creator career, right? So let's take my page, for example. Not only was my Instagram page and my YouTube page actually called something different. I had a different brand name, but also the niche was slightly different. I focused on broader entrepreneurship and side hustles, and the type of content I was posting was different. It was almost exclusively graphics and carousels, whereas now I throw in a lot more reels and a lot more behind the scenes types of content. Now, I've managed to get to a place where my content resonates really well with my audience now, and how I've managed to get to that stage is by consistently testing and learning new types and new formats of content. And I still do that to this day. Like, the test and learn process never really ends. But essentially what this step involves is you picking one platform, and I'll talk about why it's important to only pick one to start off with in a second, but pick one platform and get really good at that platform, right? Really refine your content. If you need some help in that area and general guidance as to how to create better content, I suggest you head to my description, because I've got a bunch of freebies and resources for you, which I think you're gonna find really useful. Okay, so now that you've mastered one platform, it's time for you to move on and actually start to diversify your platforms. And there's a bunch of reasons why this is really important. So the first reason is that when you're across more than one social networking platform, you have a lot more bargaining power when it comes to doing things like working with brands. More on that a bit later. Not only that though, when you're across multiple platforms, you actually give yourself the ability to reach more people and to benefit from different algorithms. For example, on TikTok, the algorithm which powers that platform is actually designed to help new, smaller creators, whereas the algorithm which powers YouTube is less favorable to new creators, but it does give you the benefit of you reaching new people continuously for longer because it's evergreen. So there's differences between every social networking platform which basically allow you to reach different people at different times. So when you diversify your platforms and actually branch out, you give yourself a better opportunity to grow your audience and to really build a huge community. Now, in addition to diversifying your social networking presence, I also want you to start building an email list. You've probably heard loads of people talk about email lists before, especially if you're someone who is actively trying to become a content creator. Now, the reason why people talk about email lists all the time is because email lists give you the control and the power to actually contact your audience whenever you want without having to rely on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, etc. And what an email list is quite literally a list of the email addresses of your audience. And if you want more information on email list building, I do have an intro type video, which I'll link to up here. But if you're really, really interested and you actually want the step-by-step process of how to create an email list, how to get people to join your email list, and how to promote it, well, I do have an entire masterclass specifically focusing on that topic. It's actually more like a mini course, to be honest, and it's available to anyone who joins my membership club, the Creators Club. So if you're interested, I will of course put a link in the description below. Now, I did mention earlier that it's really important that you only move on to this stage where you're diversifying your channels when you feel like you've really mastered one. And the reason why I recommend this is because social media can get overwhelming. Like, I know that firsthand. Social media and being a content creator can be overwhelming. You don't want to end up suffering from creators burnout as a result of you trying to produce too much content for too many platforms at once. Not only this, but every platform, as I mentioned earlier, is unique. They all have their own algorithms, they all have their own specific audiences, and the content that each platform requires is quite different as well. In order for you to really grasp this and really get to the stage where you're growing well on one platform, you have to make sure you've dedicated the time and the resources to really learning that platform inside and out. So once you get to that stage where you're like, cool, I know Instagram now, I'm growing organically on Instagram now, like I've got in a good workflow with my Instagram, like everything feels good and it's running smoothly, that's when you want to start looking elsewhere and thinking about maybe going on YouTube or going on TikTok. And only then, because otherwise you'll end up trying to master several different social networking platforms at the same time. You'll get overwhelmed and you'll end up not really mastering any of them. Okay, so here comes the fun part. To become a successful content creator in 2022, obviously there needs to be some form of monetization strategy going on here, because otherwise, how do you actually make a living from what you're doing, right? And I'm guessing that is the aim of anyone who's watching this video. Well, the reason why I say this is the fun part, because this is the bit which has changed so much recently. The amount of options available to content creators to actually monetize their communities and their value, like, it's honestly through the roof. So if you have not already grabbed your pen and paper for this video, I recommend you go and do so now, because I'm about to start listing all of the different things that you could do to actually develop multiple income streams as a content creator in 2022. Okay, so let's start with the most obvious one that you're potentially thinking about, which is brand partnerships. And this is essentially when a creator works with a brand in order to produce some content, help give the brand some exposure, and in return for that, the creator usually gets a free product and/or some money, some compensation for their work. This is essentially another form of advertising for brands, like they're trying to get content for their ads or they're trying to reach a new audience by partnering with a creator. There's actually a few things to bear in mind if you're going to go down this route. Actually, there's loads of things to bear in mind if you're going to go down this route. The first thing to bear in mind is that you should not be waiting around for brands to reach out to you. You've got to roll up your sleeves and start pitching to them. If you want more information on that, I recommend watching this video where I give you a bit of an overview on how to pitch. But if you're really interested in pitching to brands, then I do offer pitch templates to anyone who joins the Creators Club, which is my membership club. So as always, the link is in my description. Now, for any content creators or budding content creators who want to work with brands, but they're a bit worried that they don't have a big enough following, I've got some good news for you. So not only is it quite common for brands to actually want to work with smaller creators, the reason for this is because smaller creators usually have a more engaged audience. Not only that, but there are actually other ways that you can work with brands which don't involve the size of your audience at all. And this is generally called UGC, or user generated content. What this essentially involves is a creator producing content for a brand to use on their own channels, right? So I actually used to own a couple of brands and I used to work with creators on a UGC basis. So I used to find creators who maybe they had a small following, but who produced really amazing photos and videos. And I would say to them, hey, you don't need to promote my brand on your Instagram page, but I would really love for you to create some content for me to use on my Instagram page. And as part of that deal, I would compensate them and I would get the right to use their images on my Instagram page and sometimes on other channels like my website. So as a content creator, this is a really great opportunity for you because it gives you the opportunity to create content, which I'm guessing is what you love to do anyway, without the stress of you having to promote other brands on your channels or having to worry about what your engagement is or what your following is, because really the main value that the brand's getting from you is your actual content. Another thing for you to bear in mind as an up-and-coming content creator who wants to work with brands is that brands actually favor different channels, right? So the most popular social channel for a brand to want a creator to be present on is, of course, Instagram, closely followed by YouTube. After that, it's weirdly Facebook, which I'm still a bit confused and shocked by. Then it's followed by blogs, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitch, and then Snapchat. So whilst I'm not saying that you should pick the channels that you're going to be on based on that order I just gave you, it is something for you to bear in mind if you do know that you mainly want to work with brands as your whole monetization strategy. And for that reason, you want to make sure you're on Instagram or you're on YouTube or something like that. It's also worth noting that for some platforms, you can actually demand more money as part of a brand partnership. For example, you can actually earn a lot more from a YouTube sponsorship than you could from an Instagram sponsorship, for example. So another monetization element that you could explore is developing a subscription model for your fans. And what this would essentially look like is you producing exclusive content for a group of people who are willing to pay you a fee to access it, right? I predict that this is going to become even more popular in the next few months because of platforms like Instagram announcing that they're going to release their own Instagram subscriptions service. If you want to hear more about that and my thoughts on that, and also how to leverage that when it is released, then I recommend checking out this video. Not only that, but YouTube do already offer a subscription kind of service or offering, but also there's platforms like Patreon who have actually been giving creators the opportunity to create their own subscription service for a while now, and it's a super popular and effective platform that you could definitely explore. In a similar vein to subscriptions, you can also create your own membership or communities, which is what I've done with the Creators Club, and you can do this using a whole different suite of platforms. Kajabi's one, Vibely is another one. I'll put links to all of these in the description, of course, but essentially a membership community has more emphasis on all of the people involved versus a subscription service which mainly really focuses on you producing the content. So within a membership or a community, not only will you produce exclusive content, you might also provide resources, you might do live chats, but also all of the members are able to communicate and support each other and get to know each other as well. So it's like another added layer versus a purely subscription model. Of course, there's things like affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing essentially allows you to promote products or services and earn a commission on any sale that you make through your promotion. So some of the links that I actually have in my description bar for this video will be affiliate links, and what that will mean is that if you purchase a product or a service using the link that I've given you, I will earn a certain percentage commission. That might be 10%, it might be 30%, it completely varies depending on the affiliate program that you've joined, but that is another way that creators can make money this year. Now, depending on your popularity on your chosen social media platform, you could also potentially benefit from some creator funds. Now, creator funds have become all of the rage. God, I sound like my mum. it's become all the rage this year, because platforms like TikTok and Instagram have recently woken up to the importance of really valuing their creators on their platform, which has meant that they've decided to pledge millions of pounds to creators who are actively producing content and keeping people on their platforms. So Instagram has a creator fund and they can allow you to earn money through things like badges. TikTok has a creator fund, and YouTube, the OGs of actually paying their creators, has their partner program, which they've had for absolutely years, and in my opinion it's the best out of all of them, and it definitely allows you to earn the most amount of money out of all of them as well. Now, if you have a really strong audience of advocates or fans, then you could definitely look into doing something like creating merchandise, and this basically involves you creating a product which you sell to your audience and they buy because they either want to support you or because the product's just amazing. Not everyone can do this because it does require a bit of an upfront investment, and also in order for you to actually have a successful merchandise line, not only does the merchandise have to be high quality, but also your audience have to be like really engaged with you and really support you too. But it's definitely another really great option to kind of monetize your offering as a creator. There are also some other lesser known ways for you to actually make a living as a creator. There's things like the Cameo app where your audience can literally pay you to create a really short video for them. So you've probably seen them before where like your friend has shown you a video of like Michelle Obama saying, "Hey Greg, like happy birthday." I mean, let's be real, Michelle Obama is not on Cameo, but you get what I mean. It's like these huge celebrities who are wishing people happy birthdays via video, and you're like, when did you meet Michelle Obama? They didn't meet Michelle Obama, they just purchased that Cameo from the Cameo app. And that's a really great way that a lot of really big creators with huge audiences, a lot of credibility and a lot of fame, that's a really great way that they're making money. Okay, so those are some examples of the different ways that you can actually monetize your community and also diversify your income as a content creator. Those are just a few examples. There are actually so many more, but I just don't want to bore you and I don't want this video to be 5 hours long. But hopefully that list is going to give you some ideas and hopefully inspire you a bit when it comes to how you can actually become a successful content creator in 2022. Okay, so that is it for today's video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, then I recommend subscribing to my channel, but also hanging around and potentially watching this playlist, because this playlist has a bunch of different videos in it, which is all about how you can really level up your content creator career. Not only that, but don't forget to check out Southern New Hampshire University via the link in my description. Check out some of their amazing degrees that they have on offer, and don't forget to let me know if you decide to pursue any of them. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you found this useful. I can't wait to see you in my next video.